Hello, everyone in YouTube land and anyone else that may be watching us on Facebook Live. We are WordPress St. Petersburg. I am Jim True, the organizer for WordPress St. Petersburg, and below me is Elaine Simmons. Say hi, Elaine. Say hi, Elaine. Oh, she's not going to say hi.
Hello,
Okay,
hello.
there you go. There you go. Okay, cool. Elaine is the other organizer for WordPress St. Petersburg. Our other folks, Jen Novak and Travis Lopes, are taking the night off. So we are doing tonight our Ask Us Anything crowdsourcing WordPress support workshop. Um, we do this, let me see, we do this on monthly on the first Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. of every month. We're going to stay online through 2021, which is we're almost over with, surprisingly. I can't believe 2021 has gone so quickly. Our Meetup website is meetup.com/WordPress hyphen Saint, ST for Saint, hyphen Petersburg. Our website is https wptampabay.org. On our website, we have a link to our Slack chat, our Facebook group, and all of our meetup groups that we host here in Tampa Bay. We are a member of the WordPress Tampa Bay Network, which is a loosely affiliated group of meetup groups that meet throughout Tampa Bay. Currently, it is St. Petersburg, Tampa, Newport Richey, and Brandon Valrico. We may end up adding Lakeland. I don't know. Since I now live in Lakeland, we'll see how that goes. Our upcoming meetups and events are next month, December 7th. We're going to be doing another one of these, an Ask Us Anything crowdsourcing WordPress support workshop. Um, I didn't continue on the calendar into January because we may change some stuff. We'll see. But usually we start off the new year with a review of the prior year. So since most of this year has been primarily Ask Us Anything, there may not be much of a review to do, but we'll see. But anyway, December 7th, first Tuesday of December, is an Ask Us Anything crowdsourcing WordPress support workshop. We are looking for speakers. If you are good in WordPress, web design, front end or back end, if you want to talk about a plugin, if you want to do a plugin review, if you want to do a theme review, anything pertinent to web design. We also tend to embrace the concept of entrepreneurship. Since St. Petersburg and Lakeland and Tampa and pretty much everyone is very much embracing the concept of the small business. So if you're interested in talking about how your business got started or how you've used WordPress to help your business get started or, expand on that, that's a good conversation too. If you've never spoken public before, that's not a problem. We're doing everything online, so you only have to look at me and Elaine and possibly Travis and Jen. So not a big deal. This is great for your resume, your LinkedIn, or Twitter. And if you're interested, come go to our website, Tampa Bay, wptampabay.org /speakers/call. If you're looking at the menu on the site, it's click the speakers button and the call button. Okay, code of conduct tonight. There are no stupid questions except the one you didn't ask. We will be taking questions from our Meetup RSVPs and anything that pops through on our chat tonight on either Facebook Live or YouTube. We're going to limit our discussion of your question to about 10 to 15 minutes so that we have time to get everything in. Any more than that, and you really should be hiring a consultant anyway. And everyone gets to speak, but there is no crosstalk, please. It's when in the days of online chat like this, if too many people are talking, voices get chopped off and it just becomes a big choppy mess. So no big deal. Okay, dial-in etiquette. We're using StreamYard for our live streaming, and the invite link is posted on both Facebook and YouTube chat. When you click on that link, you're going to be getting your guest instructions, which explain how to set up your microphone and your camera and test them before you actually join into the call. Please make sure first that you've got your connection configured properly and that you've tested your mic and your speakers. Also, if you're watching the stream through Facebook Live or YouTube, make sure you mute the audio in those windows where that Facebook Live or YouTube is, or you're going to get into a gigantic echo funnel, and that's never any fun. Now, a few weeks back, we did a poll on Facebook of talking about our favorite plugins and themes. I'm going to share that real quickly first. So let me stop the screen share. You can put your phone off mute. Elaine, you're back. I think you're on mute. There you go.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
no problem. Yeah, I'm going to pull that up real quick because I think we can go over those real fast. There weren't that many, not that many people joined in, but it's always a good thing to talk about if we have the time to talk about it. Um, Let me find it real quick. I should have had this ready, I suppose. Shame on me. There we go. I found it. Okay, let me show 7 more, and I will share the screen. Can I get rid of that? Yes, I can get rid of that. Okay. Share screen, Chrome tab. Well, that one. Chat. Oh, share. There we go. Okay, so let me make that a little bigger. I think. So strangely enough, our most popular one was the classic editor.
Oh no.
I had a feeling it would be, honestly. Uh, classic editor is a plugin that basically disables or allows you to disable and the Gutenberg experience on the editor, and you can set it to either always use the classic editor, or you can set it to allow you to either choose one or the other. And that's one of the nicest things, is that the ability to easily switch between the block editor and the classic editor is really nice. So I think that's kind of why that's so popular. Underneath that one is the advanced custom fields. That is what a lot of folks use to add custom data to their websites. We have 3 votes for that one. Gravity Forms had 3 votes, which is the plugin that I work for, and I work for them as a support engineer. And Travis works as one of our certified add-on developers for Gravity, and creates additional plugins for Gravity Forms. Members Press and Members is up there next. That allows you to easily manage the roles and capabilities on your website. Admin columns is a good one. That allows you to easily manage what data is shown in the WordPress interface on the back end. So that you can, right now, like if you typically go into poster pages or any screen in the admin interface, you're just going to get the title and who the author is and when it was published. Admin columns allows you to add a lot more information, like even show you the featured image and stuff like that. Code Snippets is a great plugin. It allows you to easily add PHP or CSS or JavaScript to your website and manage it in one interface. Very useful for not having to edit the functions.php. Redirection is one Jen added, and I voted for that one too because I'd forgotten about it. It's a really good one. Redirection lets you easily manage how your pages get redirected to other pages. So like if you have changed the structure of your website, and maybe you had like contact us and you switched it to contact, and you wanted to fix that so that it always worked right, you can use the redirection to point anything that comes in to contact us to go to contact, and it sets it up as a 301 redirect. It also does a lot more than that. It will catch any 404 errors. So like if you've got any dead links, it will keep a log of that for you. So it's a pretty useful plugin. Admin Menu Editor Pro, Daniel Schutzmuth recommended this one. It is a excellent plugin for managing where your stuff is on the admin menu. So like if you don't like the fact that Forms or Gravity Forms is all the way at the top, or you don't like the fact that you've added a custom post type and it's all the way at the bottom, or any of that kind of stuff, you can easily move that stuff around. You can control what roles can see which parts of your backend admin. Really useful. Pods framework is a discussion all on its own. I can't really even go into it right now, but it's like it allows you to manage custom post types and fields and taxonomies and expand custom post types that are already from other plugins. It allows you to connect content from one to the other. It's an amazingly powerful plugin, and they've just updated to a fully React-based backend, so it's gotten a really good refresh recently. Generate Blocks is a plugin created by the folks that write the WordPress theme. Generate Blocks is a library of 4 blocks that all work together really well to expand on Gutenberg so that you only have to use the, like, maybe those 4 blocks and maybe 2 or 3 others, and you're done. You can do pretty much anything with those. Very powerful plugin. WooCommerce was added by Becky Melton. Love that plugin. Very complicated plugin, but incredibly powerful plugin. If you're going to be doing e-commerce in WordPress, WooCommerce is your go-to, especially if you're selling products and stuff like that, or subscriptions, or event bookings, or just about anything. Very powerful plugin. And the last one Becky also recommended, which I had forgotten was a really good one too, is the classic widgets for WordPress. It basically replaces the new widget editor that was added, or the widget block editor that was added by Gutenberg for widgets in the block editor, with the old widget experience. So that's a very useful one as well. So we didn't get a lot of great. We only got like the most folks we got engaged with this was like about 7. So I was hoping we were going to get more, but what you going to do? So anyway, there's that one. So now we're going to take some questions from the audience. And Ann Barca, I noticed, is actually online, and she asked a really good question on our meetup. So we're going to start with her. She's actually the first question that asked a question on our meetup, so she gets first preference regardless. So from Ann Barca, and let me paste this in real quick to our chat and show. My WordPress dashboard is getting slow and bogged down. What can I do to speed it up? This is one of those kind of things where more than likely you're dealing with a theme conflict or a plugin conflict, or you're dealing with one plugin. Yeah, it could be hosting. Sometimes it's hosting, but usually if it's on your WordPress and your dashboard suddenly starting to mess up and starting to go slow, almost every single time it's got to be theme or plugin related. So when you're trying to find those, there's pretty much 2 good tools you can use. And let me fire up another share screen and hide that baby real fast. And I will share. Here we go. Keep trying to click the chat button. Okay, so I have it installed right now, so you kind of see all this stuff up here. Let's go. We're going to do the conflict tester first. So what I'm going to do is, if you go to plugins, oops, I keep trying to click the screen where I'm sharing stuff, and that's not where it is. I'm actually over here. So if you go to plugins, the one you're looking for is the health check plugin, health check and troubleshooting. It is I'm going to show you what kind of looks, no, it actually takes you right to it. Basically, WordPress I think it was WordPress 5.2 or maybe 5, they added the tool Site Health to your installation. This is always where you want to start. Anytime you're having a problem with your WordPress installation, if it's starting to slow down, if it's starting to bog down, if things are not starting to work right, you want to start with your tool Site Health. You'll notice that mine has 2 critical issues here. And 2 of those are the REST API encountered an error and the site could not complete a loopback test. These 2 reasons are because this is on a local installation. That is why that's the problem. So that's not something I have to deal with or worry about on my local, but REST API is required in order to do a lot of the stuff now that is required for Gutenberg. So basically, this is the tool Site Health. Start here, look at the status, look at their recommended improvements, all that kind of stuff. The info will tell you pretty much a good picture of what you have running and what's actually installed and everything else. But the tool Site Health, the health check plugin, adds this little thing here called Troubleshooting Mode. And what Troubleshooting Mode is, it allows you to kind of run your current WordPress session like nothing else was installed on it. It basically, if I enable Troubleshooting Mode, it's going to disable all of my plugins and switch me back to a default theme. And you'll see it adds this little plugin, this little thing to the menu up here called Troubleshooting Mode. It pops up this screen that says Troubleshooting Mode's enabled. This has no effect on your site visitors, so this will not impact the people coming to your website, but it allows you to see if you have a plugin or a theme that is stepping on the regular workings of your website. So it's really good if you've got a problem in your dashboard and it's slowing down and you want to see why. You can actually use this to turn off everything. Like right now, nothing is running. I have nothing running at all. None of my plugins are running except for health check. Like if I go in here now and look, you can see uh, nothing is enabled, nothing at all, except for obviously the health check and troubleshooting mode. And my theme has been switched to 2020. So it's taking me back to a WordPress theme that is guaranteed to work classic editor and block editor as well. So it allows you to really just look at your website and see where the problem's coming from. And when you're in troubleshooting mode, you can basically I can go to the site now and see, okay, well, is the problem maybe my theme? So I will switch to GeneratePress and turn my theme back on. And that'll let me know, was that the problem? And of course, it's not going to work because I think my theme has a plugin involved on it. So let me go back a second. I may have broken my site. Yeah, because I've got GeneratePress. I should be able to do that. Switch to this theme. Hang on. Okay, plugin actions. No, okay. A site failure occurred because of this. We reverted the theme to one used previously. So I haven't, just turning that one thing on actually broke some stuff. So that's interesting. Go figure. So it took me back to 2020, I think. So if I go back to my website, yeah. So basically running that particular theme actually created a problem for me. So I need to go back to 2020. I don't know. Come on, old troubleshooting mode. Are we back yet? Are we back yet? I gotta love it, right? Oh, here. I'm just gonna disable troubleshooting mode. There we go. And I'll go back into it again. That's the nice thing is it's actually pretty at least easy to turn it off and on. Okay. Troubleshoot. Okay. Let's see if we're back in. No, now we're back to 2020. And if I go back to the site, yes, I'm back to 2020. All right. Let's focus on the plugins first. So I'm going to enable Gravity Forms. And you can kind of see, I don't think I have any forms actually on this site. I don't actually. Let's turn on pods because I have this theme here. Okay, yeah. Nope, not working yet. Give me a second. Gotta love it. Always want to show off this stuff. Love these errors we're getting. Really nice. So when enabling the plugin Gravity Forms, a site failure occurred. Okay. When enabling plugin pods, a site failure occurred. So apparently we're not getting anything good on health check today. So we're going to disable that one at the moment. So much for showing off that. Okay. Usually, yeah, I have to admit, sometimes it is a little tricky. But I have a feeling a lot of this is because I'm on a local installation. So go figure. Okay. But anyway, Query Monitor. This is what Query Monitor does. It adds this very complicated little menu up here. But the big thing, like if you want to see, like if you're on the dashboard and your site is running really slow, and you look at this and it says like this time to load this page is maybe like 1.24 or 3.24 or some other really high number. That lets you know that it's all happening on your back end. So you start with your queries, and that lets you see kind of what all is being loaded on your dashboard, all the stuff that has to run in order to get your dashboard to run. I think my screen may be too big because you can't see. There's a time. There it is. Can you see the time component over here to the right? The far right. Can you see that okay, Jen? Elaine? I know it's really small,
It's
but
really
yeah.
small, but it's there.
Yeah. Basically, that's what this adds. You can pop this into its own window, so it doesn't actually have to stick on top of your dashboard. But what it allows you to see is what is the one thing that's loading my on my page really slow. And like if you go to the front page of the site, and we did this again, you'll see that the time window went to 27 seconds, and the queries was 102. And there's two duplicate queries. That's because this is running, and something else is running on here. Um, but if I look at this query, I can do a query. I can sort by time. Unfortunately, this is a really good page, so it's not a really slow site. So we're not really getting some good information. But one thing we can see is like there's a lot of this is core. Like you can kind of narrow it down. Like um, if I want to look at anything that's not WordPress and see what's taking all my time, that would show that list, and it would list the plugin that it's coming from or whether it's coming from the theme. Very useful, very helpful. Um, it takes a bit to figure out how this screen goes, but there should be a how to use Query Monitor in WordPress. There you go. Let's debug and improve the performance. So we can actually, I'm going to grab that little link right there. And no, you're not going to send me any notifications. No. I hate websites that do that. So I'm going to share that one though. But I like Query Monitor for that one because usually if it's going to be something slow or otherwise, it's going to be a plugin and that will point to the plugin that might be the one misbehaving. You can also see a lot of other information here, like you can get how many API calls, capability checks, your environment, your debug bar, how many scripts are running on the page, hooks that are in use from those scripts, the styles that are loaded. I mean, the amount of information you can get from Query Monitor is pretty much insane. But knowing how to use it to troubleshoot your site is going to be the hardest part. But to try to help that out, I'm going to share
Does it
that.
use a lot of resources to run Query Monitor, or is it just
Not
something?
at all. Not at
Okay.
all. Yeah, it's actually pretty thin. Uh, it's not going to be the thing that brings your site down. Let's just put it that way.
All right.
Unless your site
I've
is
used it
already,
before, and then I think I dismantled it, but I can't remember why.
I only turn it on when I'm troubleshooting stuff. And
Okay.
I'm only turning it on, yeah, it's not one of those things, kind of like troubleshooting mode. You don't want to turn health check on and, in troubleshooting mode unless you're actually troubleshooting something. And worst case scenario, if you ever had to like troubleshoot an issue with a site, just turn all the plugins off and turn them on one at a time because that's what troubleshooting mode for health check is supposed to be doing. Is it's actually supposed to be turning the kind of creating that mode of turning your plugins off and your theme off, and then turning them on one at a time. So, Lisa, I think you dialed in, and if you want to, you can come back in if you've got a question. I'm sorry, we're in the midst of discussion. I should have like chatted with you, but hopefully you'll come back. uh, Sorry, we got into discussion there, and I got a little talky. I get that way sometimes. So I think Lisa had a question. She said, "I'm just happy to be there to learn." Okay, I think Lisa didn't actually have a question. One of the other questions we got was using Elementor, but it wasn't any specific question. Uh, I am not an Elementor proponent or an Elementor expert by any means. And I don't know, Elaine, have you played with it much yourself?
I have not, but
Yeah,
Jen is not here, but I think she is someone who uses it. But I
yeah.
have not.
Jen's used it. I don't. I hate it. I'm just not a fan of it. And there are my suggestion is if you're having questions with Elementor, is go to the Facebook groups for Elementor. Um, Elementor does have a Slack chat. I know they've got a forum, but I've not found their support terribly helpful myself.
Really?
So that's when that's typically when you want to look at Facebook groups, or I don't know if there's any other kind of groups that are like Facebook groups, maybe LinkedIn groups. Are there LinkedIn groups?
I I don't think so. I mean, I don't
Yeah,
think that's the place.
you're probably better off going with like a Facebook group or a Slack chat for. Yawning. I'm passing it along to everybody else in the call now. Everybody yawn. Get it out of your system. All right. But yeah, I find Facebook groups and Slack chat to be better because usually those are community ran. They're not ran by the business itself,
Yeah.
and you can usually get more help that way, especially hands-on help.
But it's not
Oh,
a WordPress plugin, right? So it's not going to have the WordPress repository conversation, right?
um,
For it.
they do have. Do they have a free? Yeah, they have a free version. But
You can ask
they
questions then
push.
and there, maybe.
No, they push everybody away from
No.
their forums. Yeah, they deliberately push people to the premium version. So they want people to use Elementor Pro, and they give very little help other than that. Let's see. Another person asked on our meetup group, I am 13 months away from a Kickstarter or Indiegogo campaign and want to be prepared and successful for a graphic novel release 5+ years in development. Didn't really ask what you're looking to do, but I'm guessing what you're wanting is to how to have a website ready for that. I mean, primarily if you're doing the Indiegogo and Kickstarter campaign, that all is ran through Indiegogo and Kickstarter. And you really do want to keep people on your Kickstarter and Indiegogo because that's where you're going to be getting all your money and your bids. And if you're constantly linking them away from your site, or if you're putting content on both places, if you're doing updates on your site and on Kickstarter, Indiegogo, you're going to be driving content away from your Kickstarter and Indiegogo. So if you're going to be doing a Kickstarter Indiegogo campaign before it launches and until it actually has launched, you want to keep that content at Kickstarter and Indiegogo. You can like do a landing page and direct people away, and you can use your social media and push it towards what do you call it? You can do it. You can have your social media push towards your Kickstarter and your Indiegogo as well. But that's what I would do if you're going to be having one of those campaigns. I've done both. I've had a website, or I've not had a website, but I've had a client who had a website and also had a campaign going, and sending content back and forth ruined the amount of activity happening at the campaign level. So your goal would be to primarily drive information from your YouTube, your Twitter, your Facebook, everything to that campaign directly. You know, short URLs, everything you can possibly do to get it that direction, because that's where folks are going to drive up more focus and interest in it. Because you can do your videos there, you can launch. I think you can host videos on there, but you typically want to put those on your YouTube channel or your Vimeo and share them from your campaign. You can do blog posts on that campaign, and everything about those campaigns are driven from there. Now, granted, once you're live, you definitely want to have a website ready for that, but without knowing what you're looking for, it's kind of a harder thing to give an answer to. So, my suggestion, and this is to Benjamin Wolf, uh, if you can give us a more specific question, what you're looking for, or what you're hoping to accomplish, we can give you some better feedback. Okay. We have got just getting going in WordPress, no specific questions yet. There's another one, how to develop an online newsletter. Okay, that one, typically you'd be looking at a couple of things. Are you planning on having like a news website where basically it's just blog articles that are your newsletter, or are you wanting to do uh, uh, email newsletters? Are you going to do one or the other one or stuff like that? What's the focus and drive of your newsletter? Are you wanting to get engagement? Are you selling something through the newsletter? What's the purpose of the newsletter? Kind of, it's all of those kind of questions are the ones that you typically want to be asking before talking about that stuff. You can do that through WordPress, but
But
honestly,
WordPress certainly has some themes that would be
yeah,
perfect for
yeah. A
overall
lot of them actually. Yeah, a lot actually.
or news magazine or whatever.
Yeah, typically those are like a news magazine theme or a newspaper style theme. But that's the nice thing about it is that WordPress is designed for stuff like that. Blog posts become news posts. You can organize them by category and tags. Very clean and easy to do. And again, it just really comes down to what you're looking to do and what the focus is of what you're trying to do with that. I I've never done one, at least not in a while. Let's put it that way. But I have done. I mean, I guess you could call our website is really a news website. I mean, it pretty much is. It tells when our live streams are happening, and it stores the information about those particular posts. But we've never really used the blog portion of our website.
What are you
So,
talking about? What website?
WordPressTampaBay.org.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, granted, like the Gravity Forms website, yes, it's a newsletter, but they do both. They do blog posts that are news posts. They do blog posts that are announcing product updates. They do how-to articles, all that kind of stuff. So again, WordPress is designed entirely around that concept. So having
However,
date-based.
I would caution you to say every time I see someone start something like that, they commit to every 2 weeks or every month, and it's just so much work
Mhm.
that then I see them cut back. So maybe go less rather than more,
Yeah.
and don't your eyes are bigger than your stomach type of thing. Yeah.
hmm Yeah, definitely. Elaine hit it right on the head. If you're going to plan to be pushing content, you have to have people are looking for regular content. So if you can't maintain your content schedule, don't even think about starting until you have like at least a year's worth of content in the bucket and waiting to go. And then if if you're doing a news magazine and it's on current news, that runs you into a problem because your content is old. But if your content is on stuff that is evergreen content, you're perfectly fine with that. There's solutions for that too, though. I mean, you can hire a content editor that will keep your content evergreen, but then you're paying someone to do that for you. Yeah, really just depends. Like we ran into that with, obviously with the WordPress MMA as well. Like we've been doing Ask Us Anythings all year because we just haven't really had any um, good, what you call it, talk subjects to do this year. So not really. We
Yeah.
may.
We did some Gutenberg stuff.
Yeah, and we'll continue to do Gutenberg stuff. It's like I like doing the how-to stuff, but until Gutenberg kind of firms down, I don't feel comfortable doing too much in it. It's until it's ready, I mean, a lot of people are adopting it, which is great, but, and I've heard a lot of people have, like, there's actually a plugin that dropped 2 weeks ago in a beta version that will convert your Elementor or your Divi to a Gutenberg page.
Wow.
Yeah, I was shocked. I haven't played with it yet, but sounds great.
They're trying to they're trying to grab back some of those clients, I guess.
Yeah, well, I mean, you think about it, it's like I just find like Divi and Elementor, a lot of people are just rave about those plugins, but for me, or that theme of that plugin, but to me, they're just so heavy on a site. It's just,
Or trying to change the CSS and Divi. Oh God, you have to
oh,
contact tech support.
yeah, and you shouldn't have to. That's kind of the thing is like, I mean, granted, not CSS is never fun, but I'm not so sure it's much better in the block editor either, Elaine. Let me put it that way. So, yeah. I only use a handful of blocks. I don't go crazy. I try to
Well,
like get,
I have used the one that says edit in HTML, and then I could just add some classes, and then I could just write some CSS. Is that
well, there
am I
is,
going
there,
counter to the? Is that counter to
yeah,
the?
yeah, because there's an
Uh,
advanced tab or there's a tab on every block that should allow you to add a class at the block level that you can apply to that block.
ah,
So whether it does it where you want it to be is another story. So
okay. So I could. That does sound a little easier. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like in the like when you're in Gravity Forms and you can like add a class at the field level and then apply it. And that's what I've always done when I did the Divi stuff too, is I just used their custom class block or whatever it was, that little attribute, and I would add it there. And would do that in Beaver Builder too. Not Divi. Divi was hard. Like I honestly don't know new Divi. I only know old Divi. Like pre 3.0 Divi. I don't know. Anyway, that's the last time I played with Divi. I just don't like it. Oh, we have a question. Lisa, there is no such thing as a stupid question, so ask away. Yeah, I said no stupid questions except the one you didn't ask. All right, that's coming in from chat, so hopefully she'll see that and respond back. Anyway,
Um, generate blocks.
yeah. Mhm.
You must use that in Generate Press, or
No,
I
you don't
can't
have
really
to. You
remember.
don't have to be in a Generate Press theme, but it does work better in a Generate Press theme
Okay.
because there's a lot of hooks that he has added specifically that work much more fluently within Generate Press, especially the new version of Generate Press. So yeah, I haven't honestly, Elaine. I have not played with theme or Generate blocks in probably over a year, and so
Okay.
I'm out of my element there.
Yeah.
When you do support for a living, you kind of have to focus on the thing that you have to focus on.
Yep.
And
Yep.
most most of the stuff I've had to focus on is fixing people's CSS issues on their forms. So, uh, okay, here's a really good question, Lisa. That's not stupid at all. How do I find out how many visitors have been to my site? Two good ways. You're going to need something that tracks. So, there's what do you use, Elaine, to track this with?
Well, there's Monster Insights, or there's the Google Kit, the Kit thing.
Yeah, Google Site Kit is what I usually use. There's also, is it, um, maybe it's Jetpack. I don't know. Hang on, let me see, because I have a couple. Let me open up our dashboard for WordPress Tampa Bay, and I will show what we use on there.
Okay.
Yeah, because I do both, I think. Because I have Jetpack installed on WordPressTampaBay.org, but I also have SiteKit installed because I wanted to see how close their stats were to each other. You're getting kind of crunchy over there, Elaine.
Sorry.
No worries, it's okay. Your just microphone is very strong. You have a good, strong microphone that's picking up everything. So
Okay. Good
I've
to
had
know.
that issue. Yeah. So in other words, don't wear any squishy vests that go. Don't
Yeah,
wear
remember
corduroy
that? Do you remember
pants.
that? Oh, that was
Yeah,
terrible.
I do. I do indeed. That's an unusual email from my admin, but I'll worry about that later. One of those things about WordPress I don't care about. Let's see, Chrome tab, dashboard. There we go. All right. So this is our WordPress dashboard in our WordPress.template.org. Do not look at how many plugins are out of date. I typically, because it's our production website, I always have to set up a staging copy and do that whole thing. So I tend to only update when I'm ready to update because I have to update on the staging copy first and then push staging over production. So I tend to do it all at one time. We did have like a security loophole in some plugin that hadn't been updated. So I went through and updated that on all the sites though. Okay, so let me turn off some of these little guys. We don't need at a glance. We don't need activity. Don't need that. Don't need that. Good Lord. My heavens. There we go. So, stats by Jetpack and SiteKit summary. So I'm going to move those up to the top up here. Oh, come on, get over there. So I used, let me move sites by Jetpack up one. There we go. Come on. All right, there we go. So I installed Jetpack because I was using it for social sharing to have the little icons at the bottom of every post that went to Facebook or Twitter or what have you. I don't really use a lot on Jetpack, so I'm probably going to disable Jetpack sometime in the future. But prior to doing that, Jetpack has a tracks stats automatically. It's one of the few plugins that does it automatically for you. As long as you've got it connected to your account at WordPress.com and run this little plugin, you'll get this little information box. And it'll let you see kind of how your site visitations are going by day. You can also, I think, no, that does, let me see. Chart stats by day. I can set it up by month. So that would show me kind of like a report by month. That's still by day. That's very weird. That was not that helpful at all. But it will show like connect top views, and then you can also click the view all stats. Of course, it's going to make me go to WordPress.com to see those. So that is only useful if you have a bunch of sites you manage and you go to WordPress.com and you want all the stats in one place. Typically, we would recommend using the Google Site Kit because you're going to be turning on Google Analytics anyway. It's going to give you the most up-to-date stats once you've configured it properly. And it'll tell you how many you're getting a day. It won't tell you, I don't think it tells you how many visitors you got overall, but honestly, those counters like that don't typically, they're not terribly accurate, are they? Remember the old counter thingies you used to add on a website?
Yeah.
Yeah, the ones that would just like basically they would just increment a counter every time the page was reloaded, and they didn't really track unique site visitors. That's the difference. Like this number here, total unique visitors, 100. That's not accurate. I mean, it could be accurate. Maybe we've only had 100 people come to our site. I don't know. Since installing SiteKit, it's not something I really pay attention to. I don't really care about it because it's like we get we get a lot of activity because of the WordPress events and news. So we'll get people coming to our meetup, and they may or may not go to our site, and that's fine. You know, the meetup is really where our information is coming from. I'd love people to go to our site too and use it and utilize it, but I'm not going to beat them over the head if they don't. So let's just put it that way. But we seem to have a pretty good, like, I mean, we're getting 82 page views.
But it does say top content over the last 28 days.
Yeah,
Well,
that's pretty.
that's low.
Yeah,
But
but it's not
unique
bad.
visitors, is that just in the last month, is what I'm asking you in SiteKit
Yeah,
dashboard?
I think
Not
it
just
is
for the
because it
month?
says, yeah, I think it is because it says up 31.6. So
I mean, that's the way Google usually works, by the month.
yeah, it's one of those things I don't tend to look at a lot.
Okay.
So like, oh, here we go. You can go into the
All
site
right.
overview,
Okay.
your traffic at a glance, and get much more detail here. You can see where they're coming from. Yeah, that's just over the last month, Elaine. So compared to the previous 100 compared to the previous 28 days. So does this allow me to see? No, I really don't. Go away. uh, oh, here we go. Last 90 days. So 255 users over the past 90 days. Got a big old spike here on the 13th. Don't know why. 20 people came and looked at our site. Woo! Yeah. You know me, Elaine, how I feel about the whole concept of traffic. It's like I want my traffic to be organic. Like if people are searching for stuff and they find it, I think it's
Great.
great. Yeah. And I don't know, like code for Tampa Bay, WordPress support. Oh, this is interesting. Look at the top search queries for our site. Fascinating. So interesting list order
There's
of
just a
things.
whole bunch of info here if you're going to look into it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Um, SiteKit was not very complicated to install. So if you have a Google Analytics already, and it'll actually walk you through, I believe, signing up for Google Analytics account when you're installing it. So that was the one thing I did find very neat. We were going to do a talk on Google, and we never did. We ran out, I think the pandemic hit, and we just didn't really have the energy to do it. So the idea we were going to do was create a site and then just set it up and configure SiteKit and everything through the whole process. Um, my suggestion would be is install the plugin, Google SiteKit, and let it walk you through the setup process. Because it will have you configure your Google Analytics. It'll have you configure your Google Search Console. It'll have you configure all the pieces that have to be there for the SiteKit to work. And
Is it a plugin? Ask Lisa Hyde.
Yeah. Yes, it is. It is a plugin. WordPress. Let me see. I'll give the name for you. Do. That's actually why I like it, because it is a WordPress plugin. And to me, it's replaced a lot of the Google Analyticators and all the other plugins that were out there because it's directly by Google. Where is it? It's actually called SiteKit by Google. Here, I'll get the link for you. Hang on a second. Where is that? That one? Nope, not that one. View details. There we go. And, well, that's not helpful. Here we go. WordPress plugin page. All right. I'll share this in the chat, and I'll share it on the banner too. So give me just a second. Here's a banner with the link. There you go. That's the link for it. WordPress.org/plugin/Google-site-kit. That will get you to the Google SiteKit. Okay. It's fun. Enjoy it. See how it works. and report back and let us know what you think. All right. We don't look like we have any more questions. There are no more on the meetup. If anybody of our 5 visitors out there have a question, let me know.
I do.
You do? You do? You do, Elaine? Oh, awesome.
Well, I have a point to discuss. Okay.
Okay, that'll work. Points to discuss are great.
Yes. GeneratePress as a theme. Love it. Does a lot of things for you and makes my life easier. However, recently had a client that I had put on GeneratePress, but really they didn't engage me to maintain the website whatsoever through the pandemic. And once in a while, I would go in there and do something. But so GeneratePress is a paid theme, so it fell out of
the GP Premium is.
GP Premium.
GeneratePress, the base theme.
The Premium fell out, and I meant to go back and fix it, but they weren't engaging me for monthly maintenance or anything, so I didn't have any incentive. And they just turned around. I saw the other day they have a whole new theme in there, a whole new deal. So somebody just swooped in there and just
honestly, I find that is the answer. Most people, when they stop engaging with you, they immediately go to someone else, and then that new person puts their theme on instead. Because that's the answer. You know how it is. Everybody thinks the answer to everything is, let's install the newest, flashiest theme possible.
Yeah, and the new theme is the theme from Theme Forest.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
But they put in WooCommerce, so I think the real goal was
okay. Yeah, but, I mean, geez. Yeah, because, I mean, if you're wanting a WooCommerce site and you want it to be light and fast and speedy, GeneratePress, whatever that one that we talked about that Chris discussed, I can't remember the name of it, or the storefront theme by WordPress.
Yeah.
The one that comes
because WooCommerce.
Yeah, it's by WordPress. It's by WordPress.com.
It's called
for
storefront.
Automatic. Yeah,
Okay.
It's called Storefront by It's a WooCommerce theme.
Okay.
It's a WooCommerce theme by Automatic. It is their default one. It's very flexible. It's fully block capable. It's always updated to the most cutting edge WooCommerce thing.
But anyway, I'm consciously thinking about it, and I have a current site that I'm doing that I have the feeling I'll never see them again or whatever. So I'm just using one of the WordPress standard themes.
Well, question: do you know if, like, if you don't renew GP Premium, does it stop working, or does it just not allow updates anymore after that?
Yeah, it just doesn't allow updates. I think it keeps
Okay.
working, but it can be annoying, I think. There are notifications, and then
Yeah.
a customer who doesn't know anything is afraid. Oh my God, my
Yeah.
site's about to come down any minute.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing about it, because you are licensing it to you or you're doing it to
Right.
them. I honestly, anytime
Oh, you
it's a
license
pre,
it to them.
yes, I do. I don't pay for it myself. I'm not going to. If I know I'm not going to continue to manage their site, or they may not, or they don't pay for maintenance for me, I give them a license. I make them buy a license because it's cheap. It's like, what is it?
Yeah.
30,
60 or
40.
whatever it is.
It's
40,
it's
60.
yeah, it's really cheap for the whole year, and it's a great theme. But anyway, that's what I do is I make them pay for it. Same thing with Gravity Forms. Same thing with any
Well,
premium
yeah, for
plugin.
some reason I
But
think of it for gravity, but not for a theme.
yeah, I would. Anytime it's a premium, even if it's a theme forest theme, I would make them pay for it, because then otherwise you're on the hook for managing the updates.
Yeah, and
And
I don't want to be anymore.
yeah, yeah, I definitely wouldn't either. And I'm not, I honestly, I wish that the default 20 something themes, I wish they were more business oriented. Like this mint green thing they're doing and the pastels they're doing, they just don't look forward facing. You know what I mean? They don't look fresh. They don't look up to date. They don't look like what, I hate to say it, but they don't look like all the other sites out there. You know, I know that's not what the answer is, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Like
I
most
know.
people need a clean, mostly white based website, with a lot of good white space, good clean content, very clean menus that collapse perfectly into remote, none of this, whatever, overly, like the typefaces on the WordPress themes are so
Some of them are
huge.
terrible. Some, yeah.
Well, and they're huge. Like
Right.
uh, what do you call it? The base font
The
size or
font.
whatever. Yeah, it's just so big, and they're just not forward thinking. Like you can be accessible, and you can. I mean, most people know to hit Command plus if they want the screen to get bigger. If they want the text size to get bigger. It's not that. If you're having a hard time seeing, like I always set a pretty standard of like a 20 pixel, but I never use pixels anymore. It's whatever uh, I use a 1M, I think,
EM.
or one, yeah,
EM.
yeah, yeah. So, but that's the thing is like I set my base font size pretty high. I put it 16 to 20, and usually these days I'm doing 20. But it's they just don't look good, you know?
They're
So,
horsey looking, very big, and
oh, Andrew's got a question. Ask away, buddy. Yeah, because we've still got 7:23. It's 7 minutes. Holding it to an hour. So, but yeah, that's my thing was that I don't think the 20, like the last 20 something thing that looked really good was 2019. There were a handful that looked really good, I thought. And there was the one they did with the big arrow images, looked good,
yeah.
but the images were just too big, and there was no way to really scale them down to be in a useful way. Excuse me.
And the newer ones can handle Gutenberg a little bit better, incrementally better as we go along.
I feel like we're missing a bit of your question, Andrew. Uh, we have the end of your question, but not the other part of it. Uh, yeah, because it looks like you're starting in the middle of a sentence there. Let's quietly. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and share it. Yeah, we're missing something, Andrew. I don't know what the beginning of that is. So it's something you're manually just adding, it looks like crap. Some have suggested a pop-up to put these out, but I personally don't want. Are you talking maybe like sign-up boxes, like newsletter sign-up boxes or something. Yeah. I'm not a fan of pop-ups ever. Oh, yeah. It only allows 200 characters. Sorry, Andrew. Yeah, that's YouTube. If you can give us the first part of that question, we can get the rest in. Uh, One of the other folks on Facebook commented that clients quietly allow a new developer to change their sites, but when the new guy disappears, they always come back. That's my experience, and you're quite right. I have seen that happen quite often. They'll hire somebody else just to do it, and they aren't tickled, and then they come back to you anyway if you were good, and they'll just use you instead. So I'll wait to see if Andrew gets the rest of his question out there because I really want to know what the beginning of it was. It's like coming in at the end of the movie. We don't know what the beginning was. Who killed who? You know. Uh, but yeah, that's been my experience, Elaine. Is that oh, here it is. Uh,
Oh, it's not coming through.
yeah. Sorry, Andrew. That's weird. Let me go over to YouTube and see if I can see it over there. I have to watch and make sure that it doesn't go into video mode. Ah! Pause that sound. Let's see. Nope, it's definitely not showing. It's only showing the same thing we're getting, Elaine, so I don't know what to tell
Yeah.
you.
What do you think it might be he's talking about?
I don't know.
Testimonials,
No,
something
because
that
it
would be
says
a
it's
pop-up.
something that would be in a pop-up.
Yeah,
Um, and the one thing I can think of that would be in a pop-up would be an
something.
opt-in,
Yeah.
like a newsletter sign-up or a newsletter opt-in. I am not a fan of pop-ups ever, but if you are going to use one, I like the way Opt-in Monster and some of the others handle it because they have the ability to like slide in from the bottom. They don't take over the whole screen. The only thing I think it's okay to take over the whole screen is if you're doing an exit intent. And that means my mouse is going up and I'm trying to leave the page. And before I leave the page, the whole screen changes to oh, please don't go away. Um, I see, do you see this River Plantation community, but we're not seeing anything else there. Sorry, I think we're having some problems on our YouTube chat, so apologize for the admin discussion here in our stream. Um, but that's my viewpoint on those. If you're going to do a newsletter sign up, it should be visible, up to the top, and friendly. But
I
try to
just got a
avoid.
notification. I have one site with WordFence on it, so it always alerts me when there's a problem with a plugin that's being hacked or attacked or something. And they were saying Opt-in Monster was a bit of a security problem, though they'll probably fix it now that it's known.
Where is this coming from, Elaine?
WordFence, which is
Okay.
security plugin. I get alerts that say what plugins are a little bit dangerous right now, and one of them was Opt-in Monster in the last week or so.
Okay.
It had some security hole or something.
Uh,
I don't.
I don't use Opt-in Monster. I mean,
So
I know there's one that Jen uses that is kind of like a pop-up replacement, but it also does the exit intent, and it also does the what do you call it? Oh, it's Andy trying from a different account. Okay, never mind.
yeah.
It does the I'm idle, the little idle slide in. You've seen those, Elaine?
What?
The
What?
little pop-ups that slide in from the side of the page when you're idle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't mind those, but I absolutely despise them on mobile. I am so sick of opening a page on mobile and getting 400 million little things that I can't click because they're so frickin' tiny. The little X button is. So if you're going to use those, don't.
Michael Noter says Opt-in Monster had a security patch last week,
Yeah.
so he saw it too.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we're not recommending Opt-in Monster. I think that plugin is actually called Exit Intent. That's the one that Jen
Oh,
used to use. We've talked about it before. because this is conversation that's come up before. And for pop-ups, it's Pop-up Maker. That's the most stable one. Let's put it that way. I just don't use them. I mean, they have their purposes, but you really need to look at how it works on mobile, and you need to test like crazy how it works on mobile. And you need to make sure that whatever size you're making that X button or that close button on mobile, that you can actually click it.
and
Because if
see
you
it.
can't, yeah, and see it and click it. Because if you can't touch that thing with your finger, you're going to piss everybody off, and they're going to leave your site as fast as possible. Like, I love George Takei. I think he's hilarious, but I cannot stand his website because I go to his website and all I get are these stupid little things that slide up over the bottom, things that slide up over the top, and another pop up here, and another pop up here, and another ad there. And it's like there're just so many layers of them. So, I'm getting a lot of discussion about Oppen Monster. Okay. Yeah. Basically, what I would do if you're ever, someone on Facebook says clients like pop-ups, but I think it drives people away. What I would do is a lot of clients don't think about using their site on a phone. And they got to realize that, especially in today's day and age, most of people are on phones and iPads. Show them what it looks like on an iPad and a phone and how annoying those pop-ups are. Yes, I can see this from Facebook. I manage an HOA website that I want 3 to 5 announcements at the top. Is there a good plugin for that? Um, okay. I think this is Andrew from before. So you don't want to use pop-up. Yeah, you don't want to put announcements in a pop-up. Absolutely not. Um, let's see. Um, I would honestly, WordPress has this built into its system. And most themes, they have the ability to pin to top, or they have the ability to pin a post. That's where I would put your announcements, or use a separate plugin just for announcements and have them like in the sidebar, or have them in a sidebar portion of your website where you can easily just show the top 3 to 5, something like that. Um, okay. You don't want to use posts because you want them deleted forever when they were gone. Okay. So what you're wanting then is timed posts. Hang on a second. Let me see. Timed posts. WordPress. Schedule posts and pages. That's kind of it. But I want it to also go away at the end of it. Ooh, that's loud. Um, Let me see. I don't remember if scheduling posts and pages allows you to schedule when it's turned off, because that's what you'd want to do. Yeah, publishing only shows when it's posted. Unscheduling. Hang on a second.
Joe from St. Pete Design has always recommended subsistic for pop-ups.
Okay.
I'm going to try to figure out how you spell it.
Where's that coming from?
What?
Because it's not in our comments.
What do you mean? Facebook.
Where's? Okay, so he's in our Facebook chat? Because those should be popping into our comments here. So an announcement, yeah, looking for a good announcement plugin. I'm looking for something like that, but I think honestly that would probably be your. Um, I would look at the the events calendar, because the whole idea behind that is that they have a date that they're published, and you can automatically turn them off at the end. So that might be the best solution for you, especially if they're meant to be announcements that only have a very specific time frame that they're running. That's one solution anyway. Um, Otherwise, you're going to be looking at a custom post type probably, and getting the timing of showing it and going away is going to be the question there. Um, I have never heard of an announcement plugin. Let's put it that way. There's a WordPress announcement and notification banner plugin. It's called Bulletin. That was the first thing that came up. It's been updated 2 months ago. Here we go. Let's share this one. Home tab. Here you go, Andrew. WordPress announcement and notification banner plugin. So this one might work for you. Has countdown to events. It's got announcing a new section on your website. It pretty much has all of your what you're looking for. Let's put it that way. Buttons and call to actions, custom icons, add messages in one, add a countdown, automatically on schedules. Yeah, this might be an option for you. Okay. So, oh, I got a note. I'll check that out. Okay. Alrighty. So we are at the 7:35 point, and I know it's just starting to get hot now. But I'm not seeing any new questions. I'm just seeing comments or commentary on the old questions. Yeah, it doesn't. That's so weird that YouTube is not working, but Facebook is. So, odd. Goes back and forth on the whole YouTube concept. Anyway, so I think we're gonna wrap it. We're at like the 7:30 point. We will see you guys next month in December, on December 7th. We'll be doing another one of these. Hopefully this was fun and informative for you folks, and you guys enjoyed our demo of Query Monitor and our bad demo of the troubleshooting plugin by Health Check. Sorry that didn't work better. I use it all the time on production sites. It works fine. I don't know why it doesn't work great on my local sites. Go figure. But anyway, so in case we haven't said it enough, make sure you visit our website at wptampabay.org to find out when our meetups are. Watch this video again if you want to. All that kind of stuff. All of our old videos, all of our old talks are all on our website. Make sure you like and subscribe to us on YouTube. I don't know how many numbers we're up to yet, but we want at some point in time get a nice platinum or gold little YouTube thingy I can hang on my wall back there. I don't know.
Of course.
It probably won't ever happen, but nice idea. And so I think that's pretty much it, guys. I see 3 more new comments. People are saying thank you and thanks and everything. Anne, Lisa, Michael, Andrew, everybody that came in as a Facebook user that I can't see your names on. Thank you all for joining the call tonight. Ann Barca, thank you for asking the questions you did. It started a really good discussion. We've actually got some pretty good questions come in tonight, so I'm happy. We will see you guys in a month, and good night. And thank you, Elaine, as always. Okay. And let me get rid of that little banner there before I forget to get rid of that little banner. There we go. Sorry, otherwise it'll show over the top of our end cap video. All right, bye YouTube. Oh, wrong thing.
Thank you for watching a recorded session from WordPress St. Petersburg Meetup. We meet once a month on the first Tuesday of the month, live streaming online through our YouTube channel and Facebook group. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up on YouTube, and be sure to subscribe and click the bell to be notified when new videos are added. Find out more about WordPress St. Petersburg at our website at wptampabay.org.